Hello there, today we're going to give you an honest review of StarCrafter. Now this is still early access and it is a low budget game, so it's not bad for like the small company guy that's doing this overall, but the assets that they use in this game are pretty cheap, and they're not going to really be a very extensive or very good for gameplay later on. You know, you got some trees and some bushes to farm for your food requirements, and that's the only survival in this game, which is pretty lame, so it's not really a survival game. It's more about farming the resources over and over again. So yeah, you have to just run around there, find some resources, and these things here respawn all the time. And there isn't any automatic mining in this game for these type of resources yet. They could add them, which would be nice, and it is very much needed. Hey, they got the sphere complete. It doesn't really do anything, and the rockets seem to be still firing, so that's kind of weird. Oh no, are they still going? Oh, maybe there's another step. Nope, it looks like they stopped. That was the last batch. So that's the end of it. There's no more left in this game to do on this. So pretty uneventful so far for the current ending that it has. But as you can see, there is a lot of different factories that you can build. These factories are like, they're the only fake automation that you really have on here. Let's find an empty one. There we go. So you just can go in there. You can stack in 10 at a time or 100 at a time if you want. Oops, that was 69. Number. But there you go. This is what you can do to do this. There's no quick key for stacking in 100 at a time that I know of. They should really make that obvious if there is one. But the shift button does 10 at a time. But yeah, you need to do stuff at 100 time in this game to make it worthwhile. And some of these things that you can automatically do, like you can get coal eventually, it only goes up to 100, which kind of sucks. And it's really a pain in the ass when you have 4 inventory slots open and this only goes up to 100. And you need this to be higher. And same for the stone. You need all this stuff to be higher. And that's the only things you could really automatically collect at the moment for the stone and the coal, and then you got some ice up there, and I don't even like the ice. That's the only way to get water is from ice. You need 5 ice per water, so, and at least those things do go up to 500 for their inventory space, so that's okay. So you still can get per one of those things, you still can get 100 water, but you need iron buckets in there too to collect to craft water in this game, so that's always a pain too. This one open, yeah, so to craft water you need that ice, 5 ice and an iron bucket. At least you get your bucket back once that water is being used up, but it is still a pain in the ass because it takes like 4 iron bars to make an iron bucket, so that's 800 iron ore to make 100 iron buckets, and then that's just to get 100 ore, and then you're gonna need like you're probably gonna want 1,000 of those buckets, and that's just crazy farming on how much iron you need, and it's not automated. It's ridiculous in that part there. So this game does get boring super fast. It's got no map. You have flags, and then you can't even add a text to these flags, and you can't see them on these other planets, and that's bad too. You should be able to see these flags on these other planets that you put up there when you have them on there, so for waypoints, so you know where you're going, and have names on them and colors, not just color coding. And there's only like 6 colors too, so if you have more than 6 waypoints, you're not going to be able to do very well on that. But there's nothing really to waypoint besides your little bases you put on the other planets where you farm the resources that are specialized on those in there. That's all you really do, is you craft rockets, send more planets up there, get more resources, farm them all over again, go and dig underground. So you can flatten the ground, hold the control P with your mining laser and do flatten the ground. You can dig out as much anywhere you want to dig out, and then if you don't like it, you can rebuild it. So you can rebuild and dig and flatten really fast and easy, so that's nice. The resources underground don't respawn super fast, but they do respawn, and they are kind of tricky when they respawn, so they come in different areas like that. So they come in different groupings and things like that. Later on, there's going to be groupings of 5 or so, and then you see one, and they don't respawn in mid-air. They don't have to have a surface for most of these. So when you're digging this stuff out there, you might want to go in there and like this stuff wasn't here before. This is like a respawn type thing, right? So if I want stuff to respawn there again, I'll have to do this and add some more ground to it, basically, right? And then it has a surface to respawn on, type thing. And the saving game is really slow. This is that, bam, that save game thing is really slow. So I got a jetpack now. Where's my way out of this place? There we go. You have a brick layer, so that's nice. That's what you saw over there, that you can make for your pathway. So this is my pathway, so I can recognize where it is. You might be able to, I don't think you can change the color really yet. Oops, you can get rid of it though. You can get rid of your bricks. Alt button. So you can remove and add those as you see fit in this game too. But there is just a lot of repeat farming over and over again for getting all these resources, like it just goes crazy on the stuff that you need to do. Like if I want to build like this particle container, I need 100 of those frames, for example. I need 100 of these plasma rods, which need all of those resources, like 200 of those bars, 100 chromatic, 100 steel frames, some 200 compressed oxygen, like 500 burning meteor rocks. Let's just make a stack of 100 off of that, just to make that rod there. To make 100 of those, I need those frames, which are over on the T2 factory, I believe, and those are the frames right there, which I need 100 of these frames, which need oil and graphite and polymer, and the polymer needs chlorine gas and oil, and I need the salt to get the chlorine gas, and then I got to use the oil. I got to move more of these iron steel, more of these steel containers just to make the chlorine gas, and then I need the soaring containers to get to actually gather the refined oil too, and you gather the oil with those on the automatic thing there. Then you get refined oil you got to do. So yeah, there's a lot of steps you got to do, and you got to keep repeating those things over and over again. I make stacks of 100 of these things right here. I do this at least 4 times or more now to actually make just these frames right here. So, and that involves all this process being repeated over and over again just to get those things in there, because you need like these things to be crafted for other things later on too. To make the titanium frames, I need 100 of those to make titanium frames. For other things, I need titanium frames. So that means you gotta make another 100 of those, which means you need now to do. It's just too much. There's just a lot of that just evolves to the point of making them on that rule of 3 on that repeat farming. It needs to be automated, and hopefully he'll actually listen, the guy that's making it, and start automating the resource collection for the iron and the copper and then all the other resources too. It's fun traveling to other planets to collect it. So if you want to get more salt, that type of thing, have automatic miners on those planets that can get salt and all the other resources. Like every resource in this game needs to be have an automated option, like the stone, and the coal and the water. So the other ones for the oil and stuff, I don't really call automatic. They do generate automatically, but you have to have other resources to collect them. So if I want to collect oil, I'm gonna have to have steel canisters. If I want to collect sulfur, I need some water canisters, and then you have to use those as fuel basically or as an ingredient to actually make them. So it's more like a crafting thing at the end of the day than an automatic mining thing, because you're not getting this resources out of thin air. So it's not really automated anymore, and there's no factories you can attach. I can't attach a water pump to it and have it automatically pump water into it. There's no wells in this game, so the only way to get water is from an ice meteor, which is kind of lame. It's too narrow-minded, in my opinion, for this type of game. It's just too narrow on that kind of pathway, and lots of the resources need to be farmed way too much. So yeah, breaking that rule of 3 means a lot of extra boredom, and you don't want that in your games. You don't want to be too boring in your games, and have options to build bigger bases, and I'll have more automation for resource collection, so you're not repeating it, and that will fix a lot of the issues. But for now, this game is sitting at a 5 out of 10 in my opinion. So I would only it's recommended to try it out there if you're interested in crafting games and mining games where you just mine stuff and craft, and that's all you really do in this game, because there's no survival, there's no combat. That would be really nice if there was some type of combat aspect to these games these days, but lots of them like to make it really cheap and just have only this, and they're not going to they're not taking the route that Satisfactory did, which should be the standard these days. Something that runs fast and works good, and you have limited resources you can mine, as long as you set the mining stuff up there. So you got automation, you have combat stuff that you have to do, and so yeah, it should have the basics of that game there. So you need those other fundamentals, and this game doesn't have that, so it's not going to be as good as some of these other games that do have it. So if you don't have the aspects, so all you're doing is mining and then crafting things, which is single-minded and boring at the end of the day. Without any danger, without any automation for resources, it's just not going to cut it to make it a decent game. So you're looking at a 5 out of 10 game, average to try. If you like crafting games, you want something new, it's worth checking out, but it's not worth getting excited about or investing a lot of your time in there or hopes that that's going to be an awesome game. It's just an okay game to try out there. At least it's not crap. It's not crap. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied today. But yeah, at least it's not crap, and it looks okay, and it plays pretty good. Nothing to complain about really there. No crashes. It's just low budget game that runs pretty good in my opinion. So it's not too bad for the low budget game it is, but I'm not going to give it even with that as bonus marks. It's not going to get higher than a 5 out of 10 at the moment. Maybe with some updates and some automation on resource collection, that would make it a little bit better. So it could get a little better when it has that, and some of the more. It needs more than just making Dyson Spheres and adding the same old planets over again. So it was fine having add in the first 3 planets and going out there and mining that, but you know, the rule of 3 thing, after you make 3 planets and you go there and you mine all the resources, it gets kind of old doing it more and more. So you got like 1, 2, and 3, but then you have to go and get that planet over there and that planet there. There's a moon around that planet. There's a moon around another planet behind the sun over there. There's another planet and then a moon on that one too. So those are all the rockets you gotta do. So yeah, that's like, you know, more than 6 right now, and there's still more to come in this game, probably for this, following the same method over and over again. So it's more than doing the same thing 3 times. You know, having the effect without anything more different and without nothing changing. It gets repetitive and old. So yeah, that is my opinion of this game. Hopefully I showed you enough of this game so you can develop your own opinion and see if this is worthwhile for you to check it out there. So it's probably good for the crafting guys out there who don't mind a lot of mining. It's a little bit better for them, but if you get bored easily of repeat farming, then it's not going to be one of the better crafting games for you to try out there, because that's an issue. It has settings too that you can adjust that in there, like I did at the end of the game, making up to 400 type of thing. I think I need to change these settings right now. Where are these settings on here? Settings, controls, detection, just this stuff here. No, this is all just graphic settings I have. Nothing on there for. You got to change it at the start of the game, so you kind of keep changing them during your game. I just got to exit and go back to the main menu, then change them in there, and then you can adjust those settings to like really huge amounts if you really want to, but at the feast of purpose. At the end of the day, you try it out at 100 and you're done. But that's enough for me on this. Hopefully, yeah, you got your own opinion of this game and check it out. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.